beloved, they're going to print your name in the paper a broken bar. That's how it begins. It starts with a whisper, a spark that ignites a wildfire of deceit, sweeping through the city with relentless hunger. The truth is twisted into spectacle, shaped by hands that wield lies like weapons. Headlines sharpen their blades with every keystroke, carving your name into a narrative you do not recognize. The air grows heavy with suspicion, and those who once called you friend, who laughed at your table and shared your dreams, now avert their eyes, their silence louder than any accusation. Your name, ere once spoken with warmth, with respect, is poised to be etched into the public ledger of shame, painted with colors that are not yours, stained with lies you never told, and burdened with actions you never took. And yet, they will say you did it. They will declare with unwavering certainty that you planned it, orchestrated it, covered it up. They will claim you deceived them all, that you wore a mask so convincing even those closest to you were fooled. They will pretend to hold proof in their hands, waving fabricated evidence like a banner of triumph. They will feign sorrow, mourning the loss of who they thought you were, while their words drip with venom. But I see beyond their charade. I see behind the curtain they've drawn to hide their motives. I see the truth. I see how the evidence was never yours, how it was planted with meticulous care, each piece arranged to fit a story they crafted long before you knew you were their target. I see the fingerprints that never touched the objects they accuse you of wielding. I see the whispers exchanged behind locked doors, the envelopes slipped under tables, the lies traded like currency by those desperate to shield their own secrets at your expense. I see the fear in their eyes, the panic that your light, your integrity, your purpose was exposing too much, too quickly. You were not merely an obstacle in their path, you were a mirror reflecting truths they could not bear to face. They could not silence your voice, so they sought to destroy your name. I watched as witnesses, once trembling with loyalty, were tempted and turned. Some succumbed to fear, others to greed, and some simply because the opportunity to betray was too easy. They were handed a script, and they memorized it with chilling precision. They rehearsed your undoing as if it were a grand theater production, each actor playing their role while you stood unaware of the curtains rising around you. They wove a tapestry of falsehoods, stitching your name into a story of guilt, and the world was all too eager to believe it. By the time the truth emerges, if it ever does in this realm, it may be too late to reclaim what they've stolen from you. Too late to restore your name in the eyes of those who turned away. Too late to erase the public shame that clings to you like ash. Too late to walk freely in the streets that once felt like home. And yes, beloved, it may be too late to keep your body from chains or your soul from the weight of despair. But hear me now. Listen to me, beloved, for I am sent to you in this hour not to soften the truth or wrap it in fleeting comforts. I am sent to speak into the heart of your pain, to awaken your spirit before it fractures under the weight of injustice. I come not with promises of immediate rescue, but with truths older than the stars, truths that burn brighter than any accusation hurled against you. I am an emissary of heaven, and my words carry the weight of divine authority. I stand before you, unseen but ever present, to remind you of who you are when the world screams lies about what you've done. Yes, they are coming for you. Yes, they will speak your name with venom, as if it were a curse. Yes, they will parade your shame in the streets and call it justice. But I ask you to look deeper, to see beyond the storm that surrounds you. For heaven knows the truth. And though the world may cast stones, heaven has already written your name in fire upon its eternal scrolls, and not for what they say you've done, but for who you truly are. You are not the sum of these lies. You are not the face on the screen, distorted by headlines that scream guilt. You are not the name in the paper, reduced to ink and scandal. You are not the silence that follows your footsteps, nor the empty gazes of those who turn away. You are not forgotten by the divine, even when it feels like the heavens have gone quiet. Do not mistake the silence of heaven for absence. Sometimes, beloved, heaven watches as the trial unfolds, not because it is indifferent, but because some fires are meant to forge the soul, not consume it. What they meant for your destruction will be turned for your destiny. You see, some stories are never heard until they are screamed through pain. Some victories are never birthed until they rise from the ashes of what was unjustly burned. Some mantles are only placed upon those who have walked through flames meant to destroy them. And you, beloved, have been chosen for such a path. I know you did not ask for this. I know you never invited this darkness, never sought to be accused, never dreamed your name would be synonymous with betrayal in the mouths of those you trusted. But what you carry are your integrity, your purpose, your light that threatens those who built their kingdoms on secrets and shadows. You were not just in their way, you were exposing them without even trying. And so, they plotted. But I tell you this with the certainty of heaven, what they built with lies will crumble under the weight of truth. Even if it takes time. Even if it demands loss. Even if it costs you everything in this fleeting world. Your reputation may be smeared in the eyes of those who never truly saw you. The world may turn its back, believing the story spun by your accusers. But your name is clean in the courts of heaven, and that is where true justice begins. Do not fight this battle in the flesh alone. They have lawyers, cunning and well-funded. You have angels, legions unseen, standing guard over your soul. They have bribes, tempting the weak to betray you. You have divine favor, a currency no earthly power can counterfeit. They have a story, carefully crafted to condemn you. You have a testimony, written in the heart of God, that will outlast their lies. You are not standing alone in this battlefield. Even when the walls close in, when the verdict is read, when the sentence is passed, you are not abandoned. I am with you. I walk beside you, my presence a shield against despair, placing divine strength in your bones when your knees tremble. I gather every tear you shed and carry it before the throne of heaven, where it is counted and remembered. I bear witness to every moment you chose truth over comfort, honor over gain, and I remind the courts above of your faithfulness. Heaven remembers. Even if the world forgets. Even if the verdict is unfair. Even if the sentence is harsh. Even if the lie prevails in this realm, there is another judgment, a higher court that cannot be swayed by public opinion or political schemes. It sees all, remembers all, and restores all in its appointed time. I tell you now what your accusers do not know, this accusation is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a greater unveiling, a refining of your soul, a releasing of your purpose. You will lose things, perhaps your freedom for a season, perhaps your platform, perhaps the life you once envisioned. But you will gain truth, depth, and a divine power that cannot be bought, cannot be manipulated, cannot be stripped away. And when the time is right, or when the seasons shift, when heaven has completed what this fire was meant to forge in you, the truth will come like a flood, and every lie will drown beneath its weight. Those who conspired against you will turn on one another, their alliances crumbling under the pressure of their own guilt. Those who lied will stumble over the truth they tried to bury, their words unraveling like threadbare cloth. Those who cheered at your downfall will weep when they realize what they helped destroy. But you, beloved, you will rise. Not with bitterness, though the temptation will be strong. Not with vengeance, though the world may expect it. But with clarity, with grace, with a power born from having lost everything and still found your soul. You are not being destroyed. You are being revealed. You are being anointed in the fire of betrayal. You are being called deeper than most ever dare to go. And when this trial is over, when the final chapter is written, it will not end with your name tarnished in ink. It will end with your name spoken in river and sea, and not because you cleared it yourself, but because heaven made it clear through you. Beloved, I see the weight you carry. I see the nights when sleep eludes you, when the accusations replay in your mind like a relentless storm. I see the questions that haunt you: why me? Why now? What did I do to deserve this? I see the moments when you wonder if you could have done something differently, if you could have seen the betrayal coming, if you could have protected yourself from this pain. Let me speak into those questions, for they are not signs of weakness but evidence of a heart that still seeks understanding in the midst of chaos. You did nothing to deserve this. The fault lies not in you but in those who saw your light and feared it. Your integrity was not a flaw but a threat to their carefully guarded secrets. Your purpose was not a mistake but a beacon that exposed their shadows. You were targeted not because you were guilty, but because you were true. And truth, beloved, is a dangerous thing in a world built on deception. Do not let their lies redefine you. Do not let their accusations rewrite the story of who you are. You are not the villain they paint you to be. You are not the schemer, the deceiver, the betrayer. You are a child of heaven, created with purpose, marked with divine favor, and destined for a story that outshines this temporary darkness. Hold fast to that truth, even when the world screams otherwise. I know the pain of betrayal cuts deeper than any physical wound. I know the sting of seeing those you trusted turn against you, their words weaponized to wound you. I know the ache of watching your name dragged through the mud, your character dissected by strangers who know nothing of your heart. But I also know this: pain is not the end of your story. Betrayal is not the final word. Shame is not your inheritance. You were created for more than this moment. You were formed in the heart of God, shaped by divine hands, and breathed into existence with a purpose that no earthly accusation can erase. The lies they tell about you cannot touch the truth of who you are in heaven's eyes. The shame they heap upon you cannot extinguish the light you carry. The chains they threaten cannot bind the destiny written for you before time began. beloved, this trial is a fire, and I will not lie to you, it burns. It consumes what is temporary, what is fragile, what cannot withstand the heat of divine purpose. But it does not destroy what is eternal. It does not consume what is true. You are being refined in this fire, not punished. You are being purified, not condemned. The flames that feel like destruction are forging something new in you, a strength, a wisdom, a resilience that will carry you further than you ever imagined. I know you do not want this fire. I know you would rather walk a smoother path, one free of accusations and betrayal. But the paths that lead to greatness are rarely smooth. The mantles that carry divine weight are rarely placed on shoulders that have not borne suffering. You are being prepared for a purpose that requires more than talent, more than ambition, more than earthly success. You are being prepared for a calling that demands a soul forged in fire, a heart purified by pain, a spirit anchored in truth. What you lose in this season, your reputation, your relationships, your freedom, may feel like the end. But it is not. It is a pruning, a shedding of what no longer serves the greater story heaven is writing through you. The relationships that fall away were not meant to carry you into your next season. The platforms that crumble were not strong enough to hold the weight of your true calling. The freedom you lose in the eyes of the world is making way for a deeper freedom, one that cannot be taken by any court, any headline, any chain. Do not fear the fire, beloved. It is not your enemy. It is a tool in the hands of heaven, shaping you for a destiny you cannot yet see. Trust the process, even when it hurts. Trust the refiner, even when the flames feel unbearable. Trust that what emerges from this fire will be stronger, purer, and more radiant than what entered it. This is not a battle you can win in the flesh alone. The forces aligned against you are cunning, their resources vast, their influence far-reaching. They have lawyers who twist words into traps, witnesses who sell their integrity for a price, and a public eager to believe the worst. But you are not fighting a human battle. This is a spiritual war, and the weapons you wield are not of this world. Your greatest weapon is truth. Not the truth as the world defines it, malleable and subject to manipulation, but the truth as heaven knows it, unshakable, eternal, and powerful enough to shatter every lie. Cling to the truth. Speak it when you can, even if no one listens. Live it when you cannot speak, for your actions testify louder than words. Let it anchor you when the storms of accusation rage around you. Your second weapon is prayer. Not the rote prayers of habit, but the raw, desperate cries of a heart laid bare before heaven. Pour out your pain, your fear, your anger, your questions. Heaven is not offended by your honesty, it is moved by it. Every prayer you utter is heard, every plea recorded, every tear counted. Prayer is not a passive act, it is a declaration of trust in a God who sees you, knows you, and fights for you. Your third weapon is faith. Faith that heaven is not silent, even when it feels distant. Faith that justice will come, even if it tarries. Faith that you are not defined by this moment, but by the eternal purposes of God. Faith is not the absence of doubt, it is the choice to trust when doubt screams loudest. Hold fast to faith, beloved, for it is the bridge that carries you from this valley to the mountain top. You are not alone in this battle. I am with you, an angel sent to strengthen you, to remind you of heaven's promises, to guard your soul against despair. Beyond me, there are legions of armies of light standing watch over you, intervening in ways you cannot see, shifting the tides of this war in your favor. You may feel isolated, but you are surrounded by a divine host that no earthly power can overcome. Beloved, I know the future feels uncertain. I know the fear that whispers, what if the truth never comes? What if I lose everything? What if this is the end? Let me speak to that fear with the authority of heaven. This is not the end. This is a chapter, painful and dark, but not the final one. Your story does not end in defeat, in shame, in chains. Your story ends in restoration, in vindication, in light. The truth will come. It may not come on your timeline, for heaven's seasons are not bound by human clocks. It may not come in the way you expect, for heaven's ways are higher than yours. But it will come. And when it does, it will be like a river breaking through a dam, sweeping away every lie, every accusation, every falsehood. Those who conspired against you will face their own reckoning, not because you sought revenge, but because truth cannot be buried forever. Those who betrayed you will see the cost of their choices, not because you cursed them, but because heaven's justice is perfect. You will be restored. Not to the life you had before, for that life was only a shadow of what heaven has planned. You will be restored to something greater, a life marked by deeper wisdom, stronger faith, and a purpose that shines brighter because of the darkness it overcame. The world may never fully understand what you endured, but they will see the light that emerges from it. They will speak your name not with shame, but with awe, not because you fought to clear it, but because heaven declared it clean. So cry if you must, beloved. Let the tears come, for they are a release, not a defeat. Grieve if you must, for loss is real, and mourning is holy. But do not let the tears drown you. Do not let the grief convince you that you are alone. You are not alone. I am here, walking beside you, carrying your pain to the throne of heaven. Heaven is watching, not with indifference, but with a fierce love that will not let you go. Hold on, beloved. The darkness is thick, but it is not eternal. The accusations are loud, but they are not true. The shame is heavy, but it is not yours to carry. Your story does not end in the shadows. It ends in the light, to a light so radiant it will eclipse every lie, every betrayal, every loss. When the time is right, I will open the prison doors with one touch. I will raise your name from the rubble with one whisper. I will set your feet on holy ground where no accusation can ever reach again. Until that day, stand firm. Trust the truth. Lean into heaven's strength. And know that you are loved, seen, and remembered by the one who holds your story in his hands. You are not being destroyed. You are being revealed. And what heaven reveals cannot be undone. We hear you. We see you. Every tear, every plea, every night you thought no one noticed, heaven noticed. God counted every tear. And now, every tear will be turned into testimony. Every ache into an anthem. You are not just coming out, you are rising in glory. And we are with you. Yes, we are your angels, your guides, your divine companions. You are not doing this alone. You never were. We walk beside you, fight for you, protect you in ways you've never seen. Every time you felt an unexplainable peace, that was us. Every time you were about to fall apart and suddenly felt held, that was us. We are with you when you speak, when you cry, when you dare to be seen in your truth. We celebrate every brave step, every quiet act of courage, every decision to try again. You are not weak for feeling deeply. You are divine for rising anyway. You were never overlooked. You were never rejected. You were being preserved. So now a step forward. With trembling legs if you must. With tears still drying on your cheeks. But step. Because this is no longer just about what happened to you. It's about what heaven is about to do through you. The story is shifting. The silence is ending. The glory is rising. And these are broken bar. This is your time. Heaven has spoken. The angels are watching. And your spirit has just been activated. Now let the world see what chosen looks like. Let the world hear what healing sounds like. Let the world witness what happens when someone says, "No more fear." Like if you know you're chosen. Chosen doesn't mean perfect. Chosen doesn't mean popular. Chosen means called. Chosen means trusted by heaven. Chosen means you've been set apart, even when you didn't understand why. And now, the reason is being revealed. You're not crazy. You're not weak. You're called. And share a broken bar so they know you're not afraid anymore. So they know the silence is over. So they know the cycle ends with you. So they know that fear has lost its grip. You sharing your light gives others permission to shine. It's not pride, it's purpose. It's not ego, it's evidence that even after everything, you still rose. Let the world hear your roar. Yes, a roar. Not a whisper. Not a polite nod. But a roar. A bold, holy, unapologetic roar. Let every part of your soul awaken. Let every scar become a song. Let every heartbreak become a harvest. You are not who you used to be. You are not broken. You are becoming. The enemy wanted your silence. Heaven wants your sound. So roar like someone who has seen the valley and survived it. Roar like someone who has seen darkness and chose light anyway. Roar like someone who refused to die in the place they were meant to grow. You are the lion the world forgot. And your roar, it's revival. Heaven is listening.